welcome back to Black Cats TV. We're finally here. The Premier League, Mike. We're finally here.
First match preview. Oh, it feels like it's been a long time coming, doesn't it?
It does. It feels like forever
I need a new shirt.
since watching Tommy Watson curl one in, and then all of a sudden all the players that we've brought in, which we've mentioned in previous videos, players we've been linked with, and then you're sitting there looking at Sheffield United getting battered by Bristol City, and you think, that could have been us.
That could have been us.
But it isn't. So, we'll start with West Ham. West Ham at home before we do.
No, we'll start with like and subscribe.
Yeah, exactly. We'll start with the like and subscribe. So if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. It really does help us out there. We've got nearly 2,300-ish now. It's doing really well considering we're less than a year old, this channel. And like the video helps us get put out to all other channels as well. And, who knows? We could have 4,000 subscribers tomorrow if you do it properly. So, yeah, help us out.
Pull your finger out, guys. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. So, Mike, West Ham, what are your...
Easy, 6-0. There we go.
I hadn't really got into that there. But I was going to say, what are your thoughts on West Ham, considering where they ended last season around the 14th and had a bit of a flat campaign is the best way of saying it.
Yeah, no one jumps out at me, really, but their signings have been interesting this time round. Only for the fact, and I'm going to get stick for this, I quite rated Callum Wilson as a player, as a forward, when he was at Newcastle.
Before Newcastle, not during.
When they got him, I thought he's a good player that they've got in.
Steve Bruce in a job for a while.
Exactly, yeah. He's 33 now, but could still bring something to the table. They've obviously got Kyle Peter Walkers, which I believe we were looking at one point.
Kyle Walker-Peters, you nearly had that right.
Yeah, one of them. We were looking at him at one point, right? And
we were
looking at everyone.
Yeah.
They've got Leicester's keeper, Hermansen.
Yep, I think 20-odd million. I think he's going to be their starting keeper this season. That's a very good signing for them.
22 million for Dwyford left midfield and a 40 million pound centre back.
Yeah, Jean-Claire Todibo. Yeah, which I've read a lot of fans are very, very excited about for West Ham, but it seems to actually mount a bit more pressure on Potter to actually get a tune out of this team when you spent, what's that there, nearly 70, 80 million on 3 players and a couple of free transfers as well, but it needs to work almost, and we might be the perfect opposition to rock that boat right from the start.
Yeah.
One of their signings is the left back. Did you mention Diouf? El Hadj Malik Diouf. Yeah, he's meant to be a very, very good attacking option for them. Even though he's a left back, still a very good attacking option. So I think he's one that we probably should keep an eye out for on the weekend, more so than say. And it's hard to do this. Normally in our previews, we would talk about who's got the most goals, who's got the most assists, and of course, it's a completely blank slate for us. So I'm going off of last season's stats for this one. So we had Jared Bowen, of course, played 34 times, 13 goals, was their top scorer. We then drop into Thomas Souček, so he's a centre mid or centre defensive midfield, 35 games, 9 goals. And then we had Kudus, who of course is now at Tottenham. 32 games, 5 goals. Paquetá, 4 goals. Fulkrug, 3. Wan-Bissaka, of course, a right back for 2. And then you start to get into the ones amongst the teams. So they didn't have a lot of goals.
Who's the one you said first?
Jared Bowen. Sort of right centre foot. Yeah, absolutely. He's going to be their he's their main player, really.
He's captain, isn't he? Yeah.
Captain, centre forward, right-sided forward. He's their proper danger man, shall we say? Mr. West Ham. A bit like Luke O'Nien is our Mr. Sunderland. That's their Mr. West Ham.
Yeah, but Mr. Sunderland's probably not going to be on the pitch.
No, that's true. Scored the winner in the Conference League final for them as well, did old Jared Bowen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I see. I've said at the start of the season, I know people are going to think I'm the super optimist, but I don't see them as one of the big threats this season. And I think this is the opportunity for us to hit the ground running, because I don't see that team. If I look at that team on paper and look at our team on paper, I would say we've got the better players. Starting 11 easily. That's
interesting. Yeah, absolutely. So if you go through their keeper, their full backs, their 2 centre backs, I imagine Alvarez is their other one. Souček, you're taking Xhaka. Up front, you're taking, I'd say, Maenda over Bowen.
Yeah, well, I mean, Mayenda, even we don't know. I thought Isidore was really good, lots of potential. Premier League might suit him better. Now he
Potentially,
can get the supply from that really good midfield we've now got.
exactly. We'll have to see how that goes. So the interesting part then is going to be what do we line up with? How do you think we're going to start out?
Ah, well, yes, this is the one at the end of the day. And I was looking at teams before, and I'm not sure. It's difficult, isn't it? Because I feel like from Lafille being like the star signing at the end of the season, he's looking like potentially he could be a bench warmer to
At
start
least at
the
the start,
games.
definitely. I think, like you say, it looks like it could be Xhaka, Siddique, and Diarra as a midfield three.
Yeah, yeah. So, what would you think we're going to be going 4-5-1 as we
Potentially,
used to
but
do, or do you think there'll be something new rocked out for the Premier
four
League?
five one without the ball, 4-3-3, 4-3-2-1. You know, for the in possession moments and getting the wingers a bit further forward, like of Talby and Adingra. We don't want them sitting on the halfway line. We want them up supporting the striker and getting some shots in. Labrie still like to play all down the side, so I think it's
Hmm.
going to be Xhaka, Diarra, and Siddique mopping up in the midfield, and I think everything's going to go through our wing play.
I'm interested to see up front because Mienda has to be our number one, I think, at the star man at the moment for a
Yeah,
forward. Isidore, I think, could have potential in the Premier League, but we've just got this lad from Chelsea, and if that loan condition comes with game time, do we end up seeing a Burstow situation where he's on more than Isidore gets on?
potentially. But I was watching another YouTuber, James Lawrence Alcott. I don't know if you know him, but he's a very good YouTuber, and he was talking about how Mark Gue could be our number one, and is he's a very good player. I think there's rumours of him being a little bit injured at the moment, but he anticipates that if he doesn't start the season for us, he's very much going to earn the starting place for us.
That's the attitude you like, though, right?
Yeah,
So that I mean, from a loan player, that's the
yeah,
attitude. And we have Burstow aside, we've got good history with loan players in the Premier League coming in and
yeah,
giving us a great season. It's only
absolutely.
they're only worse when you sign them later on.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
stop trying.
Yeah, exactly. Once they've earned their deal and their contract, they're sort of done with it, aren't they, at that moment?
Yeah,
So
this is
um,
it.
I had a quick look as well just at disciplinary records. Of course, we've got Xhaka now, so everyone thinks he's going to get sent off in multiple games there. But having a look at West Ham last season, Alvarez, the centre-back, with 11 points they've given it here, but it's 8 yellow cards and 1 red card in 28 games. So
Yeah.
9 cards in 28 games, which is quite a record there. Paquetá with 10, Souček with 8, but of course you expect that from like a defensive midfielder. Then you start to sort of filter out there. Paquetá, of course, recently acquitted for his betting allegations of deliberately getting yellow cards.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking. I've just spotted they seem to have an injury as well with Somerville.
Yes, I did know Somerville was injured, actually. Yeah, has he been injured for a while? I think at the end of last season was he injured?
It says expected return mid-September. So
Well, our benefit then really if he's not playing because he is a handy player. He was decent for Leeds when he was in the Premier League with them, and he's done
mm,
all right at West Ham. But like you say, I still Somerville's a good player, but is he? Can we compare Adingra, Talby once they get going with Somerville? And when you were saying, are our players for players better?
similar. Somerville's a good player and similar value
Mm,
to the likes of Talby and Diarra and stuff like that. So yeah, it's interesting. Any injuries are a good step in the right direction for us.
yeah.
I think it's. I think this entire game for me doesn't come down to stats, players, anything like that. It comes down to pressure. First
Mhm.
time out in the Premier League.
Yeah, I do. I agree as well. I think not that he's not going to be instrumental throughout the season, but Xhaka is going to be massively important in this game and setting the tone for us and getting us moving. I know when we watched the Betis game, we were a bit slow, but he was the one trying to sort of orchestrate things, dink balls in and drive us on, where I think it's going to be really important to watch him pick up the ball off of the defenders. And I do expect probably one of the new defenders to come straight in, the one that we got from Getafe. I think he'll come straight in alongside Ballard, but I think Masuaku isn't for this game because of he didn't have a pre-season until now.
The Getafe lad doesn't speak any English at all, though, does he?
You don't need to speak it when you're a quality footballer. He was in the Liga team of the season. You know when you're defending it, stop the ball and give it to somebody else. It's pretty straightforward, And he's what was it called, a progressive centre back, so he likes to come out with the ball, which is exactly what 09 did alongside Ballard as well. So I think they'll be used to it. We sign profiles of players, and I think it'll suit straight away. And there's nothing wrong with throwing them straight in at the deep end. I think you instantly improve your chances of winning, I think, by putting him in the starting lineup with Ballard rather than it being Sealt and Ballard.
Yeah. That young lad's had a lot of the game time in the back four in the pre-season.
Jensen,
the
Jensen Jones.
No, is it Harrison?
Harrison Jones, yeah. He's more of a midfielder, really, isn't he? But he's just playing at left back, sort of a bit pushed in.
Yeah, I'm just.
But you'd imagine that's Ronaldo's position on the weekend.
Yeah, so Ronaldo.
A new contract for Hume, so Hume at right back. Signed
then
new contract.
Ballard's got to stay in there, surely.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I think Alcante. Is he called Alcante? I think it is.
Does he get in straight over Luke? Oh, Luke O'Nine's injured still.
Luke O'Nine's injured. The only other one is Jensen Seal. So then you're looking at Jensen Jones or Middlemiss, really.
No, I'd rather have one of the metal frames that they put in front of free kick set pieces.
The other option is if he's not fit, but Masuaku goes out on the left and Ronaldo plays left centre half, which he did against Betis. That's an option as well. But we
also got Triantis.
No, thank you. I have a feeling it's going to be, like we said, Roofs in goal, Hume, Ballard, Alicante, and then what you call him?
Yeah,
Ronaldo at left back there. And then you're probably looking at Xhaka sitting, of course, as the defensive midfielder, just the link between them. You've got Diarra and Sadiq sort of mopping up but driving on with the ball as well. Probably Talby on the right, Adingra on the left, and Mayenda or Isidore up top. But
let's not forget how good Elise was before he was injured, and he's on his way back from injury as well now.
He'll be a great one when he comes back as well. I always thought I really wanted our centre-back pairing to be Elise and Ballard, and we never really got to see it on a consistent basis. So, but I do think that if Elise comes back in and is injured again, I sort of think it's time to call it a day at that moment, because we got him in.
Players like that many times, though. How many times is Huggins been injured? About
Huggins has
20
had
times?
He's had two injuries, but they've pretty much lasted a full season each time.
Yeah,
and he's on the sort of he is the backup right back at the moment, and he's a good player. Do I think he's on the same level as Hume? No, but I think attacking wise, I think he's actually a very handy player. Hume's more your overlapping Gary Neville, sort of whips the crosses in, gets in the box as well. I think Huggins is more technically better footballer with the ball at his feet, but I think Hume just does the job better.
What does £150 million buy you? That's the question.
That is the question, and that might not even be the full extent of our.
We could sign 10 more players in the next few days.
I said that on the last video, which will come up at the end if you want to check it out there. But it was that Nottingham Forest still hold the record for the most signings in a window at 21, and we're on 11.
Yeah,
just to put that into perspective. So when they came up, they signed 21 players and spent about this much money. We've signed 11 for the same money.
Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, I think that's better. I think that's better, because we've had managers in the past that have spent a lot of money on players. Lots of little players, and it's just it's never been quite good enough. I think what we're doing now is such a better investment in the team.
Absolutely.
And I think I'm feeling positive.
I'm starting to get really excited about being at the game, just because it's the first time I've been there since Dan Ballard's wonderful, wonderful header against Coventry. It would be which is the same for a lot of people as well. But just to be there as well and experience that sort of us back in the Premier League, it's gonna be a great one. I believe you're doing a live stream as well for us. Am I right?
Certainly am. Barring some sort of major disaster, it should be fine for doing the live stream. My first Premier League live stream. So come along and just watch me trip over my tongue every 2 minutes trying to remember which player's which.
Yeah. And get the names right. At least Meppin's not here anymore for you to call him Meppin. And the club even did a video for you where they actually got the players to read out their names. And it seems we've all been doing Mayenda's name wrong for quite some time.
Yeah, it was like Men.
It was weird. So Luke and I just calls him Eli. I've heard several times, so I'm just going to go with that.
Yeah, it was Eliza the first that we've been saying, and that's the bit that's wrong, right? So we'll just stick with Meander.
Exactly, that's much better that way. And I always said Elise for years, but it doesn't have that little mark above it, and he just called himself Elise, and I went, that's my fault. Sorry, mate.
See, I like players like Adingra because he's got a definite, recognisable hairstyle.
Yeah,
you
Jibril
can't mistake
Cisse 2009, multicolored facial hair and a different haircut every week. Yeah,
if they could all do something like that, would really help me out.
Yeah. So we get to that moment now where, if you remember, of course, and you've been watching these videos for a while. Remember last season we used to do a prediction for every single game, and you get put into a league table. You've got to get the score exactly right to get a point, but for the last time, here is last year's leaderboard where Lee won with 3. Of course, we only started in January, of course, when we started the channel ourselves. So
why am I bottom?
Because
I'm joint
6th. Well, I'm also bottom of mine, if you look. So in the 2s, I've put myself bottom. So you're bottom of the 1s.
Oh, how very noble of you.
Yeah, exactly. But when we're on the same score, I go to the top of the same score and you go to the bottom of the same score.
I see how that works, yes.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
I've got a twitch in my arms.
So what are you going for, Scott? I know you said 6-0 before, but are you sticking with that?
No. I want to start the season optimistic.
Okay.
And I want to start the season by shocking every other team and making every black and white butthole twitch. So I'm going to say 3-0 to Sunderland.
Okay.
Do you want scorers? I'll give you scorers.
You can do scorers. You don't get an extra point for it, but yeah, do scorers.
Well, I'll say Xhaka's going to get 1 at least. That's what
free kick.
Just a straight run through the middle. No one to pass to. Hoofs it straight in. This
lovely. Like Sirkin versus Coventry.
Yeah. But, just with a bit more finesse and aggression that comes with Xhaka. Do you know what? I really like him as a character coming into the team as well. It looks like he's... Did you see the photo shoot that the lads did?
Yeah, absolutely. He looks like he just gets it straight away, doesn't he? And he's just in.
They're all on board straight away. I love the atmosphere that seems to be circulating around.
It's going to be a good... like Samed was like a vibe last season. I get the feeling that a lot of the new lads are just going to be an absolute... Like, if Sunderland are doing well, they're going to be absolute characters for us as well. Prediction for me, I've decided to go with my heart more than my head on this one here, and I go that we're going to win 2-1. I think that West Ham will probably score first and give us a bit of a scare, and we'll start to go, oh God, what's happening here? But I think, and said it before, I think Xhaka's going to have a really important game for us and dragging us back into that game and sort of getting us the chances. I think we get 1, and then towards the end of the game, I think we steal a second.
Nope. It's going to be a massive atmosphere at the Stadium of Light. It's going to be absolutely bouncing, and Graham Potter's going to cry and shrivel up in a corner.
I mean, I hope that's true, but we asked ChatGPT, and we will ask it every time as well, just to see if it knows more than us, and it said West Ham are going to win 2-1. So hopefully the robots are. Are
we sticking ChatGPT on the leaderboard
if it starts to get them right? Absolutely. Who's better, us or AI? Absolutely. You're competing against AI as well. Don't forget, if you do enter, the winner, at the end of the season gets some goodies off of us, whether it be a shirt or something from us. So it's definitely worth doing. But I think
also you've got to quickly mention, because this goes out before the game kicks off because it's a preview. Last chance to join the Fantasy Premier League. You could join mid-season, but you're never going to catch up. So we've got our Fantasy Premier League set up, and that's the joining code there, GT Cock P. It's that new South Korean player that we're looking to sign. So that's the code for joining the league. There's about 30 odd in there so far.
40 now, It's doing really well,
It's doing really well. And at the end of that one, you won't just get some Black Cats TV goodies. We'll get you a shirt, an official shirt from the club shop, whatever's available, whatever you want, home, away, third, whatever's going. Let us know. If you win it, that's what you win. So get involved, it's free.
Very good. So 2 things you can get involved in us with. So, we'll see you all on Saturday for the live stream. I might see some of you at the game if you're there. And if not, Mike, you can join Mike for a live stream on the channel. And we'll possibly do a video on the Saturday night, maybe even live if we want to have a little chat through and a debrief about the game. So, Mike, do you want to say your goodbyes to the millions of people and the West Ham fans that may have joined us?
Right, so Conrad's going to be blowing bubbles. So, yeah, if you do see Conrad at the game, force him to do an interview with you because he's rubbish at getting footage at games. So force him to get his phone out and record a little interview with you. That'll be good. Other than that, come and join me on the live stream and watch me muddle up all the players and sit there correcting me. So, yeah, it's going to be fun.
Very good. Right, well, we'll see you all at the game, everyone, or on the stream, and take care and see you later on. Bye-bye now.